Hello. Good afternoon to you all, wherever you're joining us from. I hope you can all hear me.
Hello, I'm Georgina. Nice to meet you from Hungary. Yes, everything is fine. We can hear you.
Great. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us this afternoon for part 2 of this Study in Europe event organized by the EU delegation to Rwanda jointly with the EU member states. To the participants who are joining us, if you're in this session, this simply means that you're interested in study opportunities in the EU, France, and Hungary. And therefore, you will be able to, first of all, watch the 3 presentations and then ask questions to the experts who are joining us today. My name is Flora Kaitesi, and I'll be your moderator for this session. Please keep in mind that you're required to ask your questions through the chat function, and I will convey the questions to the respective persons, and then you will receive a response to your questions. Now, to kick off this session, I invite you to now follow the 3 presentations of study opportunities offered by the EU scholarship program Erasmus, as well as opportunities available in France and Hungary. So stay with us. Let us now first of all watch the video. So stay with us. Let us now first of all watch the video. So stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. So stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay with us and let us now session. Hungary. Stay
Hungary and partner country. We call the partner countries sending partners. In the program, there are now more than 75 partners. In the program, you can study full degree programs or do a few months of partial study. Every year, there is one application period. We publish 2 calls for applications, one call for a bachelor, master, one-tier master, and non-degree studies, and one call for doctorate programs. In the program, there are 31 Hungarian host institutions with more than 550 study programs in various languages. But let's now focus on what the scholarship covers. A scholarship holder benefits from tuition-free education, a monthly scholarship, a dormitory placement, or contribution to accommodation costs, and receives medical insurance. Besides the scholarship, there are different student services covered by
Hello. Have you wondered what would it be like to study in Europe? Did you know that Europe offers world-class education along with diverse languages, cultures in a welcoming social environment? Did you know that you can gain international experience, international knowledge, organized by the education that only funded scholarship, only funded scholarship, unique, you know, you receive a down, 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 you receive
Germany during a summer master's semester. When I was there in Germany, obviously I had a new learning experience whereby I had to be taken out to the fields and conduct different practical sessions, and from there I gained enough skills in doing research, but also understanding different concepts of conservation biology. As an academician, the learning experience that I had from the University of Koblenz-Landau under the Erasmus Plus scholarship scheme has shaped today my research career. Today I have got a door open to opportunities even for my further studies. Thank you.
I've been talking about the Erasmus Student Master's Degrees program. Let's talk about opportunity out there for PhD researchers. So we have the Marie Curie Actions, which actually support researchers at all stages of their careers, regardless of age and nationality. Please check out our website as well for Marie Curie Actions. To support you and to help you with any questions about Erasmus Plus, the EU delegation has established a help desk together with a responsible person who can assist you with any inquiries. Please visit the EU Delegation Rwanda website for many useful links on how to apply and even tips for successful application. We really encourage you to apply. Good luck.
If you are interested in advancing your studies in France, then you might want to pay attention to the next presentation. I now hand over to our colleagues from France to share the study opportunities. Stay tuned.
Les sciences de l'ingénieur sont un des domaines d'excellence de l'enseignement supérieur français. Elles permettent aujourd'hui à plus de 800 000 ingénieurs de travailler dans des domaines aussi variés que le génie civil, l'informatique, l'aéronautique, l'agronomie, l'électronique, les transports, la santé, l'énergie, l'intelligence artificielle ou la défense. Vous avez un profil scientifique? Vous êtes attiré par les technologies et aimez travailler en équipe? Si vous souhaitez exercer un métier qui permettra de répondre aux défis du monde contemporain, les sciences de l'ingénieur sont faites pour vous. La France vous offre plusieurs options. Tout d'abord, vous pouvez préparer un BTS ou un DUT qui vous donnera en 2 ans une spécialisation technique. Vous pouvez aussi choisir de préparer les concours des écoles d'ingénieurs en intégrant une classe préparatoire aux grandes écoles ou une prépa intégrée. L'université vous offre, elle, la possibilité de préparer une licence généraliste en 3 ans ou une licence professionnelle en 1 an dans la filière sciences, technologies, santé. Pour le niveau master, vous aurez 2 possibilités. Soit de préparer en 2 ans un master en ingénierie dans une université, soit de préparer en 3 ans un diplôme d'ingénieur dans une école d'ingénieurs accréditée par la CTI. C'est un diplôme national de haut niveau avec une forte dimension managériale, technique et internationale. Il existe plus de 70 universités et plus de 200 écoles d'ingénieurs en France. Elles sont regroupées au sein de la CPI, de la CDFI et de la CGE. Certaines écoles d'ingénieurs sont généralistes, d'autres spécialisées. À vous de choisir le domaine qui vous intéresse. Enfin, si vous avez déjà un master ou un diplôme d'ingénieur, vous pouvez préparer un doctorat. Une trentaine d'écoles doctorales sont spécialisées dans les sciences pour l'ingénieur. Chaque année, 20 000 étudiants étrangers font le choix des études d'ingénieur à la française. Venez les rejoindre. C'est la garantie d'obtenir un profil très recherché des entreprises et de s'engager vers une carrière passionnante en France ou à l'international. À bientôt en France! La formation au management et au commerce est l'une des grandes forces de l'enseignement supérieur français. Les masters en management et les MBA des grandes écoles françaises figurent parmi les tout meilleurs au monde. Et près d'une centaine d'établissements français et de formations sont accrédités de labels internationaux d'excellence. Le monde de l'entreprise vous intéresse et vous souhaitez développer vos compétences managériales? La France vous offre de nombreuses possibilités. Vous aurez le choix entre de nombreuses formations et différents types d'établissements. Les étudiants étrangers y sont les bienvenus et vous pourrez même étudier en anglais. Vous avez d'abord l'option du BTS qui permet de se spécialiser en 2 ans à la gestion des entreprises. Vous pouvez aussi faire le choix des universités. Elles proposent des licences généralistes, des licences professionnelles et des masters orientés vers le management dans 2 filières. Les universités hébergent par ailleurs les IAE, Instituts d'administration des entreprises. Ce sont des écoles universitaires de management qui proposent des parcours de licence, master et doctorat. Vous pouvez aussi choisir d'intégrer une école de management. Certaines sont accessibles après le baccalauréat, d'autres après 2 années d'études supérieures. Selon l'offre de formation qu'elles proposent, vous pourrez y préparer un diplôme de niveau bachelor, master, MBA ou executive MBA. L'admission est sélective. Il faut prévoir de passer des épreuves ou des entretiens. Une quarantaine de ces écoles sont réunies au sein de la conférence des grandes écoles et figurent en tête des classements mondiaux. Enfin, si une double compétence ingénierie-management vous intéresse, sachez qu'il existe une vingtaine de diplômes d'ingénieurs avec une spécialisation en management dans différents domaines. S'engager dans des études de management ouvre la voie à des carrières dans des domaines très diversifiés, tels que le marketing, la communication, les ressources humaines, la finance, la banque, l'assurance, l'audit, le conseil ou la distribution. Vous pouvez aussi créer votre propre entreprise. N'hésitez plus à rejoindre les étudiants qui ont déjà fait le choix des études de management à la française. C'est la garantie de trouver un emploi rapidement. La majorité des étudiants sont embauchés à la suite de leur stage de fin d'études. À bientôt en France!
Je vais poursuivre de la part de ERD, Institut français de...
Let us now hear about the different scholarship programs to which you can apply in Hungary.
Welcome everyone. My name is Lila Monostari. I'm from Tempus Public Foundation in Hungary. In my presentation, I will talk about how you can study in Hungary with a scholarship and why you should choose Hungary as your study destination. You can apply to scholarship programs to study in Hungary. You can apply for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, the Erasmus Plus International Credit Mobility, or the scholarship program for the Hungarian diaspora. Besides, it is also possible to study in Hungary as a fee-paying student in more than 60 universities and over 1,300 study programs. For more information about becoming a fee-paying student, please visit studyinhungary.hu. But now let's get back to the scholarship opportunities. First of all, I want to talk about the Stipendium Hungarikum program. This program is based on a bilateral cooperation agreement between Hungary and partner country. We call the partner countries sending partners. In the program, there are now more than 75 partners. In the program, you can study full degree programs or do a few months of partial study. Every year, there is one application period. We publish 2 calls for applications, one call for a bachelor, master, one-tier master, and non-degree studies, and one call for doctorate programs. In the program, there are 31 Hungarian host institutions with more than 550 study programs in various languages. But let's now focus on what the scholarship covers. A scholarship holder benefits from tuition-free education, a monthly scholarship, a dormitory placement, or contribution to accommodation costs, and receives medical insurance. Besides the scholarship, there are different student services covered by the scholarship program, like mentoring and alumni system. When you submit your application on our online application system, please also check in with your sending partner. Here you can see the information regarding the sending partner of Rwanda. For more information, please check stipendiumhungarikum.hu/partners. This is our application timeline for the current application period for the academic year 2021-2022. This year, the application period started November 16th, and it will end on 16th January 2021. So don't worry, you still have time to apply for the scholarship to Tempus Public Foundation and also to the sending partners. After the application deadline, Tempus Public Foundation will do a technical check of all the applications, and until the end of February, the sending partners will send us a nomination list with those students who will be eligible to take part in the entrance exams. The applicants will know the results by June. After that, they can start to arrange their visas and arrive in Hungary in September. Here you can see our application system. It is very easy to register. It only takes a few clicks. In the top right corner of the application system, you can choose your citizenship, and it will list you all the available study programs. The educational agreement between Hungary and the sending partner regulates what study fields you can apply to. From Rwanda, you can apply for full study programs at bachelor, master, and PhD level, as well as partial study programs. I would also like to mention the Erasmus Plus International Credit Mobility. It is based on inter-institutional agreements, which means that if you're a student in a university, and if your university has a Hungarian partner institution, you will be able to apply for this program. Regarding the partner institutions, we advise you to contact your university's international office. Now I want to talk a bit more about Hungary. The population of Hungary is about 10 million, and their official language is Hungarian. But please don't worry, you don't need to know any Hungarian in order to come and study in Hungary. Hungary provides you with a safe and friendly living and learning environment with affordable living costs, especially regarding accommodation and public transport. Hungarian higher education provides you with a European degree, which is the key to the global job market. It is also a great investment because you can get a high quality education for a fair price. Hungary is also a hub for international companies and startups with internship opportunities. By studying here, you can apply to several popular programs, including IT, medicine, music, engineering, economics, and agriculture, but there are many more you can choose from. Here you can see a map of most of our universities, and we hope next year we can welcome many of you. For more information and details, please check our websites, you can see here, and write us an email if you have questions. We are always happy to help. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to you all. I'd like to ask the panelists if you can all hear me, if it's possible on your end to turn on your videos so we can see who we are speaking to.
Hi, can you hear and see us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thanks.
Hi.
I think the other panelists will try to launch their videos, but sometimes because of slow bandwidth, it might not be possible. But as long as they can hear us, then I think it's fine. But when you can, please turn on your video so we can see who we are speaking to. We apologize at the beginning, there was a slight problem, technical problem with the sound, but it was resolved. And I hope all the participants were able to follow all the presentations. And I hope that you have all taken note of the videos and took down some questions as our panelists, experts from the member states and the EU are ready to answer. At this point, I'd just like to invite the panelists to introduce themselves. EU, France, Hungary, in that order.
Hello, my name is Pasi Nyege Karemera, and I'm in charge of the Erasmus program at the EU delegation in Rwanda. I'm happy to and glad to answer to your questions.
Thanks, Pasi. Is our colleague from France on? No? Maybe we can have our colleagues from Hungary introducing themselves.
Hi, my name is Leila Manastari, and this is my colleague Anna. We are from Tempus Public Foundation in Hungary.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Georgina Kanapa. I'm also from the Tempus Public Foundation studying Hungary division, so I'm the colleague for Lila and Anna. I'm responsible for the recruitment, and the three of us will answer to your questions. But
thank you.
Thank
you for joining us.
Sorry, you must know that Lila is the country representative.
Okay, thank you so much. I think our colleagues from France may have dropped off, but I hope they will be able to join us as we go along. At this juncture, I just like to welcome the participants again, and of course the panelists. I want to our participants, this session is for all of you, so please ask your questions. Everything you need to know about how to apply for a study program or a scholarship in Europe. And also please remember that you have to ask your questions through the chat function. That's the chat box on the right of your screen. We will receive your questions and try to answer them. So if we have any questions, please feel free to begin. Type your questions in the chat function, And then I will convey the questions to our panelists, and they will be able to respond. As we wait for the questions, so far I do not see any, but as we wait, I'd just like to say that we had over 1,350 registered participants for this session, and we hope that there are more who have joined even without registration, because it was possible to do so. We've been asking interested students a few questions on their background and their specific interests. Our audience are nearly 3/4 bachelor students, while about 20% are studying for their masters or would like to study for their masters. Consequently, most students are interested in knowing about opportunities at the master's level, but we also have good interest for bachelor studies or even doctorates in Europe. I think there's a colleague from France who has joined. And if possible, if you could please turn on your video and unmute your sound and kindly introduce yourself. I'll just give you a moment there. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Okay, well, let's see. Like I was saying, that with some of the feedback we got from the students who have registered to participate in this event, we also asked what Rwandan students would like to see or what they see as the main challenges for studying in Europe. The results show that the issue of funding tuition, travel, and cost of living is one of the major issues. But students are also concerned about obtaining a visa, the procedures to apply, and where to obtain information. And this is what we're going to answer today. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions. I actually see a question already. And one of the participants is asking, how long would it take to get a visa? So since our colleagues from Hungary, I can see them, they're ready to respond. So maybe if you can please go ahead and answer that question. How long would it take to get a visa?
Students from Rwanda need to apply at the Hungarian embassy in Kenya, because we don't have one in Rwanda. So they should travel to Nairobi, sadly. And the visa application needs to be submitted at our consulate. It takes about a month. So you need to take in consideration the travel also to the embassy, because it needs to be taken in person, as you have to take a photo and everything in person at the consulate.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I could ask the same question to Pasi, because the Erasmus program is quite broad, and these are visa issues with different countries. So what advice would you have for students who would like to apply to a program within Erasmus about applying for visas?
Yeah, thank you, Flora. Actually, once an applicant has received a positive answer to his scholarship application, it's advised that he directly starts the visa application procedures. And to do so, normally the coordinator of the Erasmus program that gave him a scholarship will provide him with all the guidance and support when applying for a visa. However, the candidate is entirely responsible for completing his visa request and obtaining it before the start of his studies. And given that any visa application is time consuming and differs from one country to another because it's an Erasmus and it's more than only one country, it's best to start applying the soonest possible.
Thanks, Pasi, for that answer. I can see our second question that has just come in. And the question from the participant is there a limited number of scholarships offered? Is there a limited number of scholarships offered? Pasi, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, actually for the Erasmus master's degree, there is a list of over 100 courses where you can choose from. They are not limited at all, and they are kind of cross-sectoral. So you just need to go to the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree website, and you search through the catalog, and you will probably find the program you are looking for. And in addition, actually, you have the right to choose to apply three different programs in one single selection year. So it gives you a broad, a high number of chances for you to be selected in one of the three courses that you will choose or you will apply to. So it's open, it's not limited. All this information are available on the Erasmus Joint Master's Degree catalog.
Lila, would you like to respond to that question about whether there is a limited number of scholarships offered?
Yes, thank you. Our scholarship, the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, is based on bilateral agreements between Hungary and Rwanda, and we have a partner contact. Regarding the question of quotas and limited numbers, the students should try to contact the partner, the Rwanda Higher Education Council. And also you can find the contact information on the website of stipendiumhungaricum.hu for further details, phone numbers and addresses if you need to contact them.
Thank you. We have another question. Are students on full scholarships allowed to apply for part-time jobs? Lila and your colleague?
Yes, it is possible to apply for part-time jobs, but it can only be part-time and the limited number of hours, not full-time jobs with the scholarship. I think it's about 24 hours a week.
6 hours a day, yes. Maximum.
Maximum, yes.
Pasi, do you have any comments to add on to that about whether students on full scholarships under the Erasmus program are allowed to apply for part-time jobs?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I will say that it depends on the partner country on the program country they are in, because for the joint master's degree, it's more than 2 universities, which are most of the time in more than 2 different countries. So each university has its own and country its own requirement and procedures. So it's actually depends, but definitely I would say that it's possible.
Okay, thank you so much. Our next question is, do you offer incubation period to students who have already graduated? Do you offer incubation periods to students who have already graduated?
May I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think he made maybe internship or maybe mobility after their graduation. I think that was probably the question. So if he has finished his undergraduate studies, so he's the student applicant was trying for credit mobility, let's say going for a certain period of time to one of the universities in Europe. I think under the joint master's degree that will not be actually possible, but it's possible for a student who's in undergraduate studies in one of the universities in Rwanda, and his university has to be having a partnership with one of the universities in Europe. The partnership that allows students, even staff, academic staff from the universities in Rwanda to go and study spend some time in Europe, generally 3 to 6 months in a university in Europe, and some staff and students from the same university in Europe come and spend some time in Rwanda. So it's really depend on the terms and actually the status of the student. If it's for undergraduate, for a mobility, the student has to be already registered in one of university that has a partnership agreement with one of the universities in Europe under the Erasmus.
Colleagues from Hungary, would you like to react to that?
Yes. Incubation period is not included in the scholarship. However, if you are in a full-time study program, as a full-time bachelor or master program, for example, it can be a requirement to obtain a degree at the end of your studies to do an internship somewhere, and the university you chose for your studies can help you with that in case the period overlaps with the scholarship. But it depends on each university's decisions. So I think it's different, but thanks.
Okay, thank you. The next question is actually directed directly to Hungary. And the participant is asking, would it be easy to communicate with Hungarian natives? Are there more international languages spoken in Hungary?
Yes, our official language is Hungarian, but you don't have to worry, you don't need to know any Hungarian to study here. That's obvious. We never expect anybody to communicate with us foreigners. It's in Hungarian. It's a very complicated language and only 10 million of us speak Hungarian. Most of our courses are taught in English, and many people, especially in the capital, speak English. So I don't think that's a problem for students. And also you can choose to study in Hungarian if you're that brave. We also have preparatory courses that are not full-time studies, that takes a year as a preparation course to learn the basis of the specific course you're going to start after. And then from the preparatory course, you can do a full-time study program in Hungarian. It's also a possibility, but English courses are always available at every level.
And I would like to ask that every university who is participating in this stipendium, Hungary scholarship program, and their aim is to mix the students, so the local students with the internationals. And also there are very good mentoring programs where they introduce all their internationals into the daily life of any Hungarian university, city, or campuses.
Okay, thank you so much for your answers. We still wait for more questions to come in. If there are any participants who are just joining us, please remember that you have to ask your question through the chat function. It's the chat box on the right of your screen. And as soon as we see your question, I will convey it to our experts, and then you will receive your response. So as we wait for the next questions to come in, maybe I could pose some commonly asked questions by students to the panelists. And okay, maybe before I ask my question, there's a question from a participant here who is asking what percentage of the medical fee would be covered? What percentage of the medical fee would be covered? So our colleagues from Hungary, maybe you want to go first?
Yes, thank you. The Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship offers medical insurance for all scholarship holders. So the medical services will be covered generally.
What about, do you have something to add?
Yes, so
please go ahead.
Yes, so they have this coverage until they get their observatory. So when they finished all their courses, but they still have the defense of their thesis, it can be that the coverage of the health insurance ends. So they should be careful with this.
Okay, thank you. Pasi, would you like to say something about the medical coverage?
Yes, actually, the Erasmus joint master's degree also covers all your medical insurance, and in addition to your medical insurance, it also covers, it also contributes actually to your accommodation costs, to your transport, to your travel and transport costs, and even to installation costs. So all is already offered in the scholarships.
Okay. Next question. How long is someone allowed to stay after their scholarship ends?
Can I go first?
Yes, please.
So after they finish their studies, it's allowed to change their visa to working visa. So they should do it immediately after finishing their studies. As far as I can know, I'm asking from my colleagues. Okay, so they are nodding their heads. So they should apply for a working visa right after finishing their studies, and with that they can still, I think, minimum 3 years in the country.
Yes, with the graduation, their student visa also will be terminated. So they need to apply for a different type of visa for their own.
Okay. And what's the situation under the Erasmus program?
Yeah, thank you, Flora. And actually, for the Erasmus program, for the joint master's degree, after the 4 semesters, that mean 2 years, you have actually the right to look for a job, to search for a job in Europe on condition that you change from a student visa to working visa as well. But given that you are now at a very competitive and international level, you are sure that you would wish to come back to contribute to your country's development or to stay in Europe. It's up to you, but depending on your career goals and aspirations, you have the right to work either in Europe or in Africa. There is no condition actually.
Okay, thanks for your answers. The next one is interesting. What is Hungary best known for?
That would be really difficult to answer with just one thing. But have you ever heard about the Rubik's Cube, for example? A Hungarian engineer invented that, and that's quite famous. Or the ballpoint pen was also invented by Hungarians, but not many people know that. Our Hungarian cuisine is also quite popular among foreigners, as I've heard. And of course, our language is very, very different from many languages in Europe. It's also very special.
Georgina, you have something to add on what Hungary is best known for?
Yeah, I also wanted to mention the same things as that Lila was faster than me. Yeah, maybe the cuisine. So it's very, very, very different from other continental cuisines. So it might be a little bit difficult first, to digest it. But yes, after all, everybody, my friends, my international friends really like the Hungarian cuisine, especially the pancake.
Ah, okay, the pancake. Great. I was just about to ask what are some of the specialities, like we have waffles in Belgium or French fries in Belgium, then good to know that pancakes are quite popular in Hungary.
Yeah, that's the dessert for the dessert, but we like to mention the goulash and the chicken paprikash, which is a stew with pepper and chicken. And also something very important if we go back to education life, that here outside of the capital city, we have individual university towns. So this means that the whole campus is the city itself. So the student can find everything in that specific city. And also it's very important to know that these cities are maximum 3 hours far from the capital city. So it's very easy to close the capital city if they want to visit their friends or have a more vibrant weekend life, let's say. These campus university towns are more quiet than the capital. And basically they will have all the university buildings around the city. So all around the city they will have to travel in the town so they can also see the site.
Okay, thanks very much. We have another question where a participant is asking which universities stand out more and which courses are they most popular for? Which universities stand out more and which courses are they most popular for?
Our most popular university in Hungary now, according to the statistics, is the University of Debrecen. That's not in in the capital. It's in the town called Debrecen. As Georgina said just a minute ago, it's an individual university city. And the most popular course there is medicine. But
or any medicine related or health science related courses are really popular in Hungary among the international students.
And also the engineering courses are popular in the capital city, and so many more, from arts to music, yes, and anything really. I can't say anything that's not been popular lately.
Yeah, so Lila is trying to say that we have comprehensive universities, mostly in Debrecen, in Szeged, and in Pécs. In the capital city, it's called Eötvös Loránd University. So the briefment is ELTE. That's how they can find it. So they have a lot of faculties with different study program opportunities. So that's why we highly recommend to visit our site, the studyinhungary.hu, where you can really search along the study program you are interested in. We have this study finder researching engine, and also you can check the universities. So we have the news, descriptions, so everything is in one site, just for help the students to get more information from one hand. So our company, the Tempus Public Foundation, is like trying to gather all the universities in Hungary, and that's why it's easier to get more information through us. So again, studyinhungary.hu. I don't know if Lila would like to add more.
I think you described everything very well, and also any questions you might have, always visit the website because it's updated, and also our Facebook and other social media to never miss any information regarding universities, or courses, or scholarships.
And prices, of course, if you want to apply outside of the scholarship program.
Is it possible to know, under the Erasmus program, which universities stand out and which courses they're popular for? If so, please do share.
Yeah, thank you, Flora. As for Erasmus joint master's degree, actually, it's a joint master's degree because you can go to more than 2 universities at your 2 years period of time. So all the universities in this program under Erasmus joint master's degree are among the most prestigious universities in Europe. We have the University of Louvain, University of Zurich, University of different countries, actually the most known ones. So depending on your career goals and interests, you just need to go to the Erasmus Mundus catalog for joint master's degree and find out more which universities in which country and which programs. I might not be able to say which programs are the most requested for, because it really actually depends on someone's interest. But these universities are among the prestigious ones in Europe.
Thank you all for the answers. We have another question about what percentage of master's students get a distinction. Interesting question. Colleagues from Hungary, do you have the statistics of the percentage of master's students who finish with a distinction?
We do have these numbers, but I have to do a little research for that. I know we can find on the tka.hu this information, statistic information. We will, if it's possible, to come back with the answer.
We can come back within this session if it's possible. If you're able to find the information, yes, of course, we can come back. But Lila looks like she wants to say something.
Yeah, this is the first year that Rwanda participates in the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program. So this is the first round of application. So in relation to Rwandan applicants and scholarship holders, we don't have specific data because it starts from next year once they're actually in the program. So this data will only include students who are not yet from Rwanda. I just wanted to add that.
Okay, great. Under the Erasmus program, is it possible to know? Are these statistics available?
Yeah, unfortunately, this statistic about the distinction of, I mean, on the master's level, I do not have, we don't have. But however, I have statistics with regard to the number of Rwandans who have applied for the joint master's degree and the number of Rwandans who have been selected, actually, who have been benefited for the joint master's degree. So for the number of applications, for instance, for this year, 2020, last year actually, 2020, we had 125 applications from Rwanda, and 3 Rwandans benefited, actually got a positive answer to their requests. So they got 100% full scholarships. So we are seeing in this recent, I would say, 5 years, an increase in the number of Rwandans who are applying for the Erasmus plus joint master's degree, and this is one of the reasons why we thought of organizing this Study in Europe session / Erasmus to promote the program in Rwanda, for more Rwandans to apply for the coming programs, as well to raise the chances of Rwandans to benefit from the scholarships available under the Erasmus Plus. Thank you.
Thank you too. We have, I can see another question just came in, and just a second. So the question says, what can I do to increase my chances of getting admitted? Hungary?
Well, there are a lot of things to do before submitting the application. First, we publish each year a call for applications in the middle of November. So if you're now already interested in next year's application, for example, you can always send us an email or call us, and our customer service is excellent, and they can answer any of your questions you might have even before application. And during the application period, which is from November to the middle of January, you can collect all your certificates, like language certificates or transcript of records, or your former degrees or any school certificates, and upload them in way before the deadline in case you have to change something, or search the universities in advance. you can do that anytime. If you have already a specific program you want to follow or courses, and check our websites, studyinhungary.hu and stipendiumhungary.com.hu, to search the costs or where you want to live, and every detail even before submitting the application, so you can be sure that you are really interested in coming here, and so you don't have to change your details later. I know it takes a lot of time, especially with visa applications once you've been nominated. So everything should, you should start everything in time, so you don't have to come to start your studies later. That's important. And also because it is a scholarship based on bilateral agreements, and we have the partner in Rwanda and the Rwandan Higher Education Council, as I said before, you also need to check in with them, because the partner might have other criteria, because the partner nominates you for the scholarship, which we then also check. So it's not just Tempus Public Foundation, but the partner and the universities who participate in the selection process of applicants. It can be, I know it sounds difficult, but it's not that difficult as it seems, because everything is online. We have the application site. You can find from our website the apply field, and also the contact details of the partner. But don't forget that you don't just have to apply on our website, but also to our partner in Rwanda. And also after the selection and the nomination from the partner, you need to apply at the university you selected.
Yeah, and maybe two more important information that for the 2021-2022 academic year, the application unfortunately will close in 2 days. So January, the 15th of January. Normally we open the application field in the mid of November, and we close it in January. So like those who applied to Hungary through this application system, and of course to the sending partner. So this is a two-way application. They will have time from February until June to do the interviews with the chosen universities or apply for the visa. So this is how we build up the application process. And I just sent through this chat platform the steps of the application, and also some good advices how to prepare yourself. You must know that there is 2 different applications for BA and MA, and also there's another one for those who are applying for doctoral schools, because there are more requirements that they should prepare. Lila, can you please mention these extra requirements for PhD students?
Yes, for PhD programs, the applicants need to find a supervisor, because the same rules applies to them as the Hungarian students. So before applying, they need to have a supervisor, and they also should upload a research plan, which is like 10 pages. So these are the extra requirements, which are obligatory. And they also need to upload 2 recommendation letters from former or current teachers, professors that they recommend them for the scholarship.
And if you apply outside of the scholarship program, then you should search. You should get in contact directly with the university you want to get admitted, because each university has their own application system and requirements. We are only coordinating the scholarship programs, which is the Stipendium Hungaricum. We also have partial scholarship programs, part-time scholarship programs, and it's also possible to apply for Erasmus Plus to Hungary from Rwanda as well. I would like to ask my colleague to a little bit talk about all these opportunities.
Yes, we have several scholarship opportunities. We have, as I said, the Stipendium Hungaricum, as well as the scholarship program for the Hungarian diaspora. It is for students who have a Hungarian identity, not as an identity card or nationality, but who identify with it. And also the Erasmus Plus credit mobility, which is between universities. So if your university has a contract or agreement with the Hungarian university, then you can contact them and apply through that relations.
Okay, thank you very much. Under the Erasmus program, are there some tips and tricks that students can use to increase their chances of getting admitted?
Yeah, for students in Rwanda to increase their chances of getting admitted to any of the Erasmus joint master's degree programs, after choosing among the list of joint master's degree program over the net on the Erasmus Mundus catalog, you first need to start preparing before start preparing the documents, you first need to check the deadlines, because deadlines depend or vary from a program to another. But in general, scholarships for Erasmus Mundus are open from between October to end February. Like now there are some courses which are still open, but there are some which are already closed. So after you check that, you first check the program, you check the deadline. After the deadline, you first you have to put together all the required documents, and in general, the documents that are required by different program. It's a CV, a motivation letter, explaining why you're interested or you could be the best candidate for this program, proof of your nationality, a certified copy of your diploma and transcript, a certified copy of your English tests. If you haven't done any yet, that could be maybe the right time to start doing it. Recommendation letter from your one of your teachers at universities, and maybe a reference and copies of employment certificates, because it depends. For some universities, they give more attention to academic excellence, for example. For some, they could give 50%. For some, they could give 15% for the motivation letter. For some, they could give 20% for the compatibility with the previous course or previous program, or 15% for your experience. So actually, it depends on on the program you chose. And it depends as well on the criteria, the selection criteria by each of the program. So for the tips, there are a lot of tips on the Erasmus Mundus joint master's degree website. And here at the delegation, EU delegation in Rwanda, there are also some tips that will help you in your application. And we also have a help desk here in Rwanda, and the phone number that you could contact in case you need some further support. But keeping in mind that you are responsible of your own application. So the sooner you choose your desired course, the sooner you have to as well start having all these documents in one place, and all the trying to do your best to fit in the selection criteria depending on the course you choose. Thank you.
Thank you all. I have a few more commonly asked questions, and one of them is, when is the best time to apply for scholarships to study in Europe?
Well, our application period is open from November to January. Because the application to the universities are in spring. So this is the only possible time to apply between November and January for us, the scholarship.
So for you to understand that the academic year in Hungary is starting from the beginning or the mid of September, and the first semester ends in the beginning of December. So then you will have your exam period until February, so the whole January. So in February you start the second semester, and you start your spring exam session in the end of May. So if you finish until the end of June with your exam, then you will have the whole summer, and you have to come back to school at the end of August. So that's how the schools are also operating with their application process, and basically you can apply until the end of June for the next year. But if you want to apply to the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, then you should take in consideration this application period, which starts in the mid of November and ends in the mid of January. Anna, Lila, if you would like to add.
I would like to correct one point. Last time you said that the deadline this year is the 15th, but it's the 16th of January this year. So if somebody have all their required documents, now have 3 days to try to apply this year, but we recommend you to prepare yourself for the next round.
Thank you. And what about under the Erasmus program? When is the best time to apply? Or during which period are the scholarship programs open for application?
Yeah, for Erasmus program, application, as I said, are open between end October, November, up to, depending on the program, up to February. So the sooner you select or you choose your program, the sooner you should start applying. And for the Erasmus, most of the time, though the program might already, or the scholarship application might already close, because these programs continue to be the same program for the next round, it's better to continue checking on the Erasmus catalog for you to be sure and be alert whenever the new intake is open, or the new time for application is open. In between, it could give you enough time to know which documents you will need and which will be the selection criteria. So the website on the joint master's degree never goes off. Is still open, but depending on the programs, they just inform you that this one is closed for this year, but they will still give you the selection criteria or the required documents that will be needed for the next round. Thank you.
Thank you. I just realized that our colleagues from France have joined us.
Yes,
unfortunately, we are actually at the end of this Q&A session. There were quite a number of questions that have been responded to, but can you hear me, Honorine?
Yes, I hear you. Hello?
Yes, like I was saying, we are at the end of the Q&A session, but
Yes.
since you're here,
Yes.
I think it's only fair to give you a chance to share some of the most important information regarding study opportunities in France very quickly before we wind up.
Yeah, thank you. For the study in France, for this moment, for the undergraduate candidate, it's open what we call DAP, dossier d'admission préalable. It's for those who want to go to study in the public universities in France, and it will be ended on this the next week on Friday to receive the documents. And for those for masters and doctorate, it begin on the middle of February and it end of June, middle June, to send document on the universities. And about the scholarship, for those who normally at the embassy, we decide middle February or March to decide which in which domain, how they call domain? Sorry. Maybe in medicine or in another field, we can give some scholarships, about 4 or 5 scholarships. For others, they have to go to the EEF, it's the Agence Universitaire de Francophonie, when everyone can get the scholarship regarding the criteria dispatched on this platform. Yeah.
And maybe Honorine, if you can hear me, if you could, if you have information that, or maybe links or contact information that you could share on the chat function, and then we will share with the participants, and if they have additional questions, they can come directly to you.
Yes, let me send on the chat. Let me try to send there's my number phone, also the email, when they can sending message and get more information about that.
Yes, please do share that right now, right away, on our chat function, on the chat box,
Yes.
and then we will share it with the participants.
Okay, thank
you. For further questions.
Betty, please.
And as we come to the end, while Honorine shares that information, I'd just like to give a chance to our other panelists, if you have any additional remarks or comments that you would like to make. This is the time as we wind up. I'll allow our colleagues from Hungary to go first.
I would like to get back to the previous question regarding the MA students who finished in Hungary within the secondary program. So the number is 332 in the last semester, and in the last semester. So all over, those who finished with bachelor, master's, and PhD degree are 2,500 students. So just to ramp up a little bit, all those things we mentioned. So students from Rwanda have 3 more days to apply for the Stipendium Hungaricum program. And please, Lila, can you repeat the benefits the students can get?
I'm sorry, I was unmuted. Of course. If you're applying for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, it offers tuition-free education and a monthly scholarship for scholarship holders, medical insurance, and a contribution to your accommodation costs, or a dormitory placement for everyone. So I think these are very great benefits which support your living in Hungary. However, you need to take into consideration that the amount of support is not to cover all your expenses while you're studying here. So it's just a contribution. It's not enough to necessarily be enough to cover all your costs. But if you're not applying for the capital city, for example, which is a bit more expensive than other university cities, you can make it to last the scholarship amount and don't have to even get other sources. But on our website, studyinhungary.hu, we have a calculator to help you figure out all your costs and the support you can get with the scholarship. So please think about it. And if you're very fast, you can still apply for next year. If not, please contact again for the other years. Thank you.
As regard to Erasmus Plus, I would just like to add that actually the Erasmus Plus program, it's great opportunities for Rwandans. And as we saw from the different questions which that were raised from the participants, most of these questions were about funding. So I just want to assure you that in case you are granted an Erasmus joint master's degree, you will have a contribution, 100% contribution to your tuition fees, a contribution to your travel cost of ranging between 2,000 euros to 3,000 euros, and a contribution to your subsistence costs, and also an installation cost, a contribution to your installation costs. So don't worry, you are covered up. You just need to go and check on the Erasmus Joint Master's Degree catalog. We've been receiving many questions about Joint Master's Degree, but under the Erasmus Mundus program, you also have the opportunity as a researcher to get funds. You just need to check from the different calls of applications under the Marie Curie program. You just, if you go to the EU delegation Rwanda website, you will find all the links related to Marie Curie and any other scholarship under the Erasmus Plus. And to conclude, I would just let you know that we have a set of most frequently asked questions on the EU delegation website, as well as on the Erasmus Plus website, where you'll have different questions which have been that have been asked by different applicants, and you probably find the question you're asking yourself in one of these questions, and you'll get your answers. But please, we are here at the EU delegation to support you, for your further studies in Europe under the Erasmus Plus. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorine, if you're still there, is there anything that you would like to add as we close?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you all very much for your participation. Thank you so much for providing that useful information to all the participants who joined us. And thank you so much to the participants for all your questions. I hope this session was useful for you. I hope we met your expectations. We're happy to hear from you. And so if you have any feedback or any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to our help desk. The help desk contact information for the EU delegation is delegation-rwanda-erasmus@eeas.europa.eu. We also have a line that is open for consultations Mondays to Thursdays from 8 to 5:30, and that is +250 788 198139. We'll have that also on the chat function so you can see that. But don't worry if you do not get this, because this session and all the presentations will also be available on our social media platforms, on Facebook at European Union in Rwanda, and on our YouTube channel, European Union in Rwanda. All presentations from the countries that have participated in this event will be available, and all the information will be shared. So if you have any further questions or any feedback that you would like to share, then you will be able to do so. So once again, thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye and good luck.